More games picked up. I am going to need a bigger room soon, I think. So hi everyone, thanks for pressing play as always. Hope you're doing well. And I am back with another pickups video, gaming pickups video, another gaming haul with Pixel Paul, another stack of games that I've picked up this week to get into this collection, which I am now starting to run out of room. I've been saying that for months though. I'm starting to run out of room, but I always manage to eke out a little bit more space somehow. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get this lot in there as well. So yeah, I've been out and about. I had a day off work this week. We went to a few places, and obviously along the way I picked up a few games as well, probably more than I was expecting to actually. So no footage from sort of inside the shops or anything like that this time. Let's just get straight into having a look at the games that I picked up this time. Okay, so the first lot of games that I got, these were actually sort of at the tail end of last week. I got them from Manchester, CEX in Manchester. Not been there for a while actually, because I've just not sort of had the urge to walk up from where I work in Manchester up to the Arndale there, where CEX is. But yeah, I did have a quick look the other week and picked up 4 games. So I'll go straight into those. And the first one, and this is a game that I've seen quite a few times, mainly on the Xbox actually. I don't think I've ever seen the PS2 version of this before. But I've always been aware of this game. When it first came out, it kind of got a lukewarm reception, possibly a bit overlooked by other games, sort of tightly sort of similar to it maybe perhaps. But the game is Ghostmaster, the Gravenville Chronicles. So yeah, I've heard recently anyway, some decent things about this game. A bit of an overlooked gem apparently. From what I can gather, the sort of game is kind of somewhere pitched between a bit of Ghostbusters and a little bit of sort of Beetlejuice, in that you play more from the ghost's perspective, looking to get humans out of buildings or homes and that sort of thing. So yeah, you can see that Beetlejuice element to it. But yeah, it looks quite good, this one. Quite looking forward to playing it. A bit puzzly, bit sort of 3D platformy kind of game, I think. But very interesting looking. This is from CEX, like I say, £6 I paid for that. I think the Xbox version is about £8, so it's a little bit cheaper. But I've just not seen this PS2 version of it very often, if ever actually. I think this may have been the first time I've seen it on PS2. So interesting to play that one. Nice for Halloween as well. Ghostmaster. Looking forward to that. Sticking with the sort of horror spooky theme perhaps, I've got Resident Evil Revelations on the Xbox 360. Paid £6 for that. I actually thought for some reason that was more expensive, but again, I've not seen it around all that often. So at £6 I thought, let's add another Resident Evil game into the collection. And because I think I said it in the last pickups video, I've got all the core Resident Evil games, but these kind of side Resident Evil games or spin-off games, I've not got too many of those. So Resident Evil Revelations, £6 on the Xbox 360. Nice pick up, that one. Next up we've got a PSP game. I'm not a massive collector of the PSP, but occasionally you do sort of come across games and they seem quite cheap, quite sort of suited to handheld gaming, and I think this is probably another one like that. And this is Every Extend Extra. And it was only £2. Nice and complete as well. Sometimes you can find with PSP games, the UMD casing can be a bit cracked or a bit bashed, and certainly like the instruction booklets are usually, because the boxes for these games are not great. You have that one clip, so the manuals can be and end up being a little bit all over the place and a bit battered. But this is in really, really nice condition, and the box is very shiny as well, so it looked nice. But yeah, Every Extend Extra, don't know a huge amount about it. From the makers of Lumines, so it's sort of slightly puzzly, I guess. But looks interesting enough. £2. Nice pickup again. And then the last one. This is a steelbook, because you do know that I like a steelbook. I do love a steely. I do have this on the Xbox 360 already, but it was, like I say, it was a steelbook, so I had to grab it, and it was only £2. and it's Call of Duty Ghosts. So yeah, nice looking steelbook, this one, really nice condition as well. Two discs, and leaflets and what have you. But yeah, really nice condition. It's even still got the security label on there as well. I think, if I'm right, this steelbook came as part of, is it the hardened edition of Call of Duty Ghosts? I think it was that. I don't think it had necessarily like a slipcase. I think it came possibly with some other like special edition box. So yeah, I mean, it's a shame not to have the whole of the box, but I suppose I wouldn't get that for £2, would I? So just nice to add a little steelbook there. And like I say, it's quite a decent looking one and in nice condition. Call of Duty Ghosts. Can't remember playing that. I sort of remember playing it, but and not hating it or anything like that. But I don't remember much about it, and I think it has a bit of a split opinion actually. Call of Duty Ghosts. So I think it's about time I probably give that another go at some point. So yeah, £2 for a steelbook. You can't complain at that. So moving on, and these were pickups that I got from midweek and on my day off from work. And we went to Warrington. We actually made it into Warrington this time, and we also went to Leigh. Not been to Leigh for a while actually, so it was quite nice to go back there. Cheers. So I think we'll start with the Leigh pickups, the pickups I got from Leigh. So the first one I got, and you'll probably go, why has he picked that one up? Well, it was only 50p. It's from a charity shop as well, so I managed to pick up something from a charity shop finally. Yay! But yeah, for 50p, I thought there wasn't a lot there. There was a lot of FIFA games in this charity shop, and this is kind of another FIFA game, but it's not a rare game or anything like that, but it's just a different FIFA game, and it is 2010 FIFA World Cup South Africa on the Xbox 360. I'm assuming it is linked to the FIFA sort of series because it is an EA Sports game, but it's all sort of centered around the World Cup from 2010 in South Africa. So get your vuvuzelas out and get some earplugs as well, possibly. But yeah, we'll see what that's like. 50p. I thought it's a nice little addition. It was 99p in cash converters at one point, but yeah, 50p. I did actually check on CEX how much this was in there as well, and it is 50p in CEX, but currently out of stock. Weird. I don't know why it would be out of stock at the moment. There can't be that much demand for that, surely. Maybe all the copies are in charity shops. Who knows? Anyway, so that was a charity shop pickup. Then next up, picked up 2 games from Gremlins Games, who I've mentioned numerous times across my videos, in Leigh Marketplace, back in that brand new unit that they've got. Well, I'll say brand new, they've been in there a few whoops. Anyway, they've been in there for a while now, yeah, not been in for a couple of months, partly with holidays and what have you, but went in today and picked up a couple of games, and the first one I got was PlayStation 2 X Squad. That was only £1. Now, I was going through a phase a few months ago where I was trying to pick up those kind of original early PlayStation 2, you know, the black box sort of games, and this is one that sort of eluded me for one reason or another. Partly because I could never find a copy that was in nice condition, to be fair. But this one is, so I finally picked it up. It's an EA Games game as well. A bit of a third-person shooter. But like I say, very early PS2 game. Not 100% sure what the reviews for it were. I could probably imagine. But actually, it looks better on the back than I thought it would do. But yeah, we'll see what that's like. Nice and complete. Really nice condition, actually. So for £1, nice to find that. I think it's about the same price in CEX as well at the moment. All my games have just fallen off the table onto the floor. Calamity, what can you say? Next up, so again from Gremlins Games, and again, I don't get to pick up games for this console that often. So when I saw this there today, I thought at this price I will grab this now. Time to get it in. Resistance Burning Skies on the PS Vita. He said, yeah, I do love the Resistance games on the PlayStation consoles. Wish they would bring it back. So yes, looking forward to playing this one. The only Resistance game that I've not played, and the only one I didn't have. So this sort of completes my Resistance collection, if you like. £15 paid for it, which is under the CEX price, which I believe is £18, I think, at the moment. So nicely sort of £3 underneath that. But yeah, looking forward to playing that one, because it's been on my sort of hit list for a while, and always nice to just pick up a PS Vita game. So those were the two games from Gremlins Games. Then I've picked up a few from CEX and Leigh as well. We'll get straight into those. Command and Conquer 3, I think, is it Command and Conquer 3? Yeah, Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars. That was £2.50. There's not many Xbox 360 games that go for sort of less than £3 or £4 these days, but that's one of them. £2.50 for that. Only the second Command and Conquer game I've got, having bought Red Alert 3. You might be able to see it somewhere along there. Red Alert 3 not that long ago from a car boot sale. So this is just the second C&C game that I've bought. We'll see what it's like. Noticed that you've got Michael Ironside and Billy D. Williams there. They star in this. I'm not sure who those three are. She looks vaguely familiar, but I'm not 100% sure who that is. Let me know in the comments if you know who either of those three actors are. But yeah, Command and Conquer. We'll see what that's like. Not necessarily my type of game, but for £2.50, I thought I'd grab that. Next up, and you'll probably spot that some of these are a little bit kind of impulse buys. This included Bomberman Hardball on the PlayStation 2, £2.50 again. Yeah, I don't really know much about this Bomberman game, but what I do know is that it does have the core sort of Bomberman mode in there included, and there's also tennis, golf and baseball, so it's kind of like Bomberman Sports in a way. But for £2.50, if you've got the classic Bomberman mode in there as well, I will probably end up just playing that on this. But yeah, Bomberman on the PlayStation 2. Nice pick up, that one. Then this one. So this one's not a rare game or anything like that, but it's one that I've kind of just never thought to pick up before. But I saw it in there today. I'll say I saw it. There was actually 5 or 6 copies of this, and I think that's what it was that drew me to it. I was like, well, it's almost like they want me to buy this finally, so I have done. And it is Mortal Kombat on the PS3. £6 paid for that, and I'm sure that that may have gone down recently. I think the Xbox 360 version is more. I want to say this is probably about £2 more, maybe £8 for the Xbox 360 version. So yeah, it's the cheaper sort of version to buy of it. I'm not a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. Well, no, that's a lie. I do like Mortal Kombat games, but I just don't own that many Mortal Kombat games for some reason. I've always been more of a Street Fighter person. But yeah, I just saw all those copies of them there. This was the nicest of the lot. At £6, I thought, let's grab a Mortal Kombat game. I don't quite know what this one is. Was this a reboot of the original game, or just almost like a restart for the series? Not quite sure, but I don't know. I think probably much of a muchness in a way. So we'll see what it's like. But Mortal Kombat, nice to have a combat game. And I do like the spine as well. That'll look great on the shelf. Yeah, we'll see what that one's like. And then the final pickup from CEX. So this is a game I do have a couple of times actually already. I don't have it on the Xbox 360 though, but I do now. I think I've got it on the PlayStation 3, and I think I've got the original version of it and the Ultimate Edition of it. So now I've also got this special edition version of it on the Xbox 360, and it is another steelbook because I do love steelies. But it was the same price as the standard version of it, so I think this is a bit of a win. Injustice, Gods Amongst Us, £2 paid, CEX. But yeah, lovely steelbook too. So let's have a quick look at that one. So it's kind of the standard artwork, but kind of with a more red kind of looking background to it. And then you've got the evil versions of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Solomon Grundy on the back as well, so that's quite cool. But yeah, I love that. Great looking steelbook, and for just £2 as well. And the actual sleeve is in pretty decent condition too. There's a slight nick on it there, but other than that, yeah, that's in nice condition as well. So yeah, happy to get that one. £2 for a nice steelbook like that. And then the last of the pickups for this week. So we did get to Warrington. We went into Warrington Town Centre. We were supposed to go the other week, but it was too busy. So we did go into Warrington Town Centre. I didn't actually miss out on much, really. There was nothing in CEX. In fact, the CEX in Warrington used to be one of my favourites, but I can't remember the last time I bought something from there because the stock seems to have been completely blitzed. There's not a huge amount of PlayStation 2 stuff left. Xbox 360 is obviously overpriced, or most of it is overpriced now as well. PS3 sort of stock is really dwindled, and what they do have that's decent, a lot of the time it's cover reprints. I'm probably talking about a lot of the CEXs at the moment, but anyway, so yeah, I didn't pick anything up from CEX there, but I did get two games from, and I always get them mixed up, is it cash converters or is it cash generators? It was cash converters. So I got two games from cash converters, and one of them was a bit of a stroke of luck. So the first one, what they had all the games out on the sort of standard shelves, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, blah 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 blah, and then all of their PlayStation 2 games that they had were in a kind of separate bin on the side, and I think they were doing an offer on them, something like 3 for 2 or something like that. I was hoping that they were going to be just 10p's and 50p's or something like that, and they're just trying to get rid of them, but they weren't. Sadly, there were quite a few in there that were sort of standard price in a way, but because it's in the bin as well, it's harder to look through. So luckily I just kind of was able to sort of see the spines through the side of this bin and spotted this one, and when I checked the price, I thought that seems decent at that price, and I'm glad I did buy it now, because this is a game I had in my original collection. I've been looking to re-add it in at some point, but the price of it had gone up since I sort of had it and sold it. It's kind of gone up in price quite a bit, but I think it may have dropped slightly as well recently, so possibly why I got it for this price. So originally it was marked up at $14.99. They'd actually knocked off whatever percentage it was, and it came in at £11.24, and the game is Rez on the PlayStation 2. For my money, this is one of the best PlayStation 2 games you can get. I think this is an incredible game. Really, really good. Sort of a music shooter in a way. Very hard to describe, but it is a brilliant game, this one, Rez. I really did love it back in the day. I only sold it because I got good money for it. So yeah, really happy to add that one back in. If you've never played Rez, yeah, you definitely need to seek it out and to give it a go as well. Interestingly, it did have a original sticker on there as well, $24.98. I want to say that's a Virgin Megastore sticker, I think. Let me know in the comments. It's either Virgin Megastore or HMV. It doesn't look HMV because they usually were in purple or violet kind of stickers, but anyway, it doesn't matter. £11.24 paid for that. I think at the moment CEX sell that for £18, so well under the CEX price. So yeah, really happy to grab that one at that price. While I was at the till picking that one up, there was another fella putting some new stock ready to go out on the shelves. So they were getting the discs, put them into disc protector type things to go behind the till, and I spotted this one on the pile, and when he was sort of sorting them out, I did sort of catch this one. I sort of noticed it was there. I kind of had an idea of how much it was worth, and then I didn't quite see the price, but I assumed it said $14.99 on it, which would have been slightly over the sort of going rate for it, I suppose, but possibly fair, I don't know. But when he sort of then took the boxes to the shelves and put them out, and the little slip cases were still on the desk with the prices on them, and I sort of just had a quick nosy to just check on the price, and couldn't quite believe it when I saw that it was $4.99. So yeah, I said, right, well, I'll have that one as well. Went to the guy and grabbed the case off him, so it not even had a chance to get out onto the shelves, which I think I'm quite lucky really, because I think someone else would have snapped this up pretty quickly. That game is Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PlayStation 4, and like I say, for $4.99. So I think that is a bit of a bargain, to say the least, because again, I think CEX are doing this for, at the moment, £12, I think. You can get it brand new as well, I think, for somewhere between £15 and £20 possibly, but CEX certainly I think are doing it about £12 at the moment. So yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. This is a game that, it's another game that's on my sort of games of shame. I've never played Red Dead Redemption 1 or Red Dead Revolver, but I've certainly not played Red Dead Redemption 2. I have been thinking about playing the original, but I think I may skip that and go straight to number 2 because this is the one that everybody raves about. It's not really normally my thing. Open world games are not sort of my thing unless they're kind of sci-fi themed. I'm not a big fan of westerns and cowboys either, so we'll see how I go. But everybody raves about this game. I know it's an amazing game because everybody, all the press, everybody, says it's an absolute classic. So I should try and give it a go at some point. So happy to grab it at that price and to be able to add it into the collection and hopefully one day play it. And that was a relatively quick sort of canter through the games that I've picked up in the last week. And some good ones as well. Nice little stack as always, I think. Some nice prices paid for those. Happy to have picked up Res. And happy with that Red Dead Redemption at that price as well. And really pleased to get that Resistance on the PS Vita finally as well. That's one game that's going to go straight to my top of my sort of playlist. I've even got my PS Vita charging right now so I can give it a quick go once I've wrapped up here. So without further ado, I want to get on and play that. Thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, if you can hit the subscription button, that would be great. Let me get off and so I can play on this Resistance game. I'll see you next time.